because for myself, I like to stay anonymous, and it has been a tough journey as far as like building the trust. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
I've been in this since 2020, as far as like creating stuff for crypto and stuff like that. Started over on X, did that, built it up to like almost 3,500 followers or so, and then I stopped doing that for a couple of years because of like health stuff in my family, and then started doing this in November. And for me personally, I was just like, how do I build that trust with people? Not so I can sell them something or do something, to try to gain anything necessarily, but just so they can feel safe in the community. And I think the more influence you start to have, the more you have to almost like, not that you have to dox yourself, but the more you have to really prove yourself in the community as far as being a person who's willing to take some hard hits, take some hard
Yeah.
questions, and really be as transparent as possible. And so it's like, if I'm not showing my face, if I'm not sharing my name and where I'm at and stuff like that, what other ways can I still create that connection with people? And so one of the things I do is create free things, free resources or videos just trying to help people and stuff, that live streams, just teaching people things and stuff. And so it could only make up so much of it, but especially when it comes to, my point is this, is when it comes to companies that are actually creating crypto and solutions, I think the amount of transparency there should be beyond reproach.
Is huge. Yeah.
You should be able to look at a company and say, I don't even need to go talk to them. I already have all the answers. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I mean the thing that I've said before is I think that it's really funny. I mean, I right now own three businesses that I run, and I think that it's funny in crypto that people don't treat crypto projects like businesses, and
yeah,
they don't. And I think that that is something that needs to change in crypto, because there are so many projects out there that are allowed to operate like they're not businesses, that it's a problem in crypto, and it's
100%.
actually kicking people out of our space, because they're not operating the same way that a regular business would operate. And why do we allow them to do that? I don't understand, you know.
I think that creates an avenue. That's a void right there, right? That creates an avenue
Yep.
for, if you are willing to be that person who is transparent and has a project that really has a solution, or maybe
Hmm.
you're just like reaching out to companies saying, "Hey,
Thanks, Francesca.
you need to be transparent," and I'm willing to be a person that helps you to do that. Almost like a consultant type of deal to help people to be more transparent as companies. I don't think they would really care about that, but that is a
Hmm.
void, whatever way you want to approach it, because it's proven to be very taken advantage of right now with
And it's
scams and
interesting, I think.
schemes.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people have been able, a lot of projects have been able to hide behind, the fact that there's not clarity and regulation, and so that's why they're doing it. And I think that that's what's so important about clarity and regulation in the space. If we have that, then these companies and these projects can't hide behind that excuse anymore. And I think that that's really important that we get that.
100%.
Yeah.
No,
Let me
that
ask.
is 100%. But guys, OC, thank you so much. Bullish, it's been a pleasure.
You too.
Mega, likewise.
Yeah,
I
Wadi,
actually
Thank
have
you,
my
man.
best friend
thank
over
you for
here. He
coming.
came all the way from Texas, and we're
Oh,
supposed to go out and enjoy. You
Hey,
Have
know,
thank you
fun.
for coming on, Wadi. I
thank you.
appreciate you coming on.
You're a G if you're going out at 10:30 at night, Wadi.
Yeah, he's going out in
Hey,
his
well, you'll be
BMW.
surprised. I'll post
paint
the
the town.
videos. You guys see. You know what we did yesterday? So my wife went to a concert, and me and Ken and his two brothers were all best friends. We grew up together. We went to pick her up, right, from the concert. So we were all hungry. You want to know where we was at 3 a.m.? In freaking IHOP.
I was just gonna say, was it Taco Bell or IHOP? So
No, no, it was IHOP. So, but hey, guys, I appreciate y'all. Love ya.
have a good
OC,
night.
once again, I apologize, bro. I didn't mean to, make things worse. And I appreciate you, brother. Have a
I
good one.
I appreciate you too, and
Bye, Wadi.
I mean, I'm not upset at you, but I just want everyone to know I never intended anything to happen like this, and I'm learning. I'm learning here too, and I'm going to count this as a good learning experience because this won't be the only time that we're asking tough questions and doing things,
Exactly.
but the responsibility does lie on me. I definitely know that in the future I will probably be jumping in at that point to squash that sooner. And I didn't want to interrupt anybody and then cause more tension, but I realized that that may have not been the right direction to go. But I am learning here. So please, chat, Dead Daddy, everyone, creators, um, do bear with me. I do apologize. I'm looking to, um, hone my skills here as a creator because I am new. We've only been around a couple
I think
months.
you apologize more than enough towards Dead Daddy. I think you
Yeah,
apologize more than enough. I don't think you
I
need
do
to.
too. Yeah, I do too. And I think at the end of the day, like, there are emotions that are running high here.
Yeah,
Obviously, like feels like he's been slighted, which I tend to agree. But I think, when you're in an interview and you're a journalist trying to get the truth out, when you do that, um, sometimes emotions on the other side take over. And I think that's probably what happened. And it's not the fault of anyone. It's just the heat of the conversation that's
it's
going on
all
right now.
Wadi's fault. It's all
Yeah.
Wadi's fault.
Well, blame him
Yeah,
now
I
that
Wadi
he's
can't
gone.
talk.
I feel like it would have went better if it was just me and him one on one, but I could not get him to get on here. Like, and I'm not gonna lie, I was a little frustrated. I'm like, man, I spent a lot of time, money, and resources paying a full staff. We worked overnight, 24 hours straight, to get information for his live. That was like the next day so that we would be prepared and everything, and it cost me a lot of money to cover and do this story, but I could not get him to just come on, and then he even said that he wasn't coming on, and then he showed up. Like, I don't know, I
Like a phantom.
yeah, and it's
Yeah, but I think for him, it's like a safety thing now, right? You've got this
Yeah,
really, I have to be careful what I say here,
I
but
know, right?
you've got this, yeah, right? You've got this company that obviously felt comfortable enough to fly him out and know what they were going to put him through when they did it. And so for me, I think there is like a piece of this that is like a safety issue as well.
I agree with that 100%. Like, and that's why I tried to tread so lightly on this one, because like I said, I'm in a similar legal boat because of being a content creator, breaking my NDA. I got removed from TikTok for 9 days. Like, I know how that feels, and yeah, you get very not just defensive, but like, um, it, what's the word I'm looking for? But like, you don't want, you got to tread lightly and be careful about everything you say, everything you do, everyone you talk to,
Yeah,
because
walking on eggshells.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. And
absolutely.
so I don't hold it against him at all the way he reacted. I mean, I probably wouldn't have reacted the same way, but I think the average human, that's a normal response. Very normal.
I didn't even think about that aspect of it, honestly, until you two just talked about it. It was just the aspect of he has people breathing down his neck. So that pressure on top of, maybe feeling like he didn't really get a good shake or whatever. I'm not here to say whether he did or not. I'm just saying, maybe that's your perspective and what caused the reaction. But he's a nice guy, I like him. I have
Yeah,
nothing
I mean,
against him, but
that's the thing. Like at the end of the day, like if if a project said to you, "Why don't you fly out here so that we can prove that we're not whatever you think we are," and you flew out there and then had to deal with this, at
yeah,
the end of the day, like you'd come back the same way, right? You'd come back confused and angry and emotionally heightened. And I think that's, I feel, I don't know him, but I feel like in every interview, he's been as genuine as possible.
yeah,
Um, and again, I don't know him, and I don't own White Rock. I never even looked into it, to be honest. But I feel like this is a very emotionally heightened ordeal for him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and I
for
mean,
sure.
think about the other people that are in the project that own White Rock, how they feel, because I got a lot of nasty letters from people that hold White Rock. And yeah, those people too, like they don't want something bad to happen to their investments because of somebody talking, and it's just a very, very nasty place crypto is. And that's part of why I started this show, is because I wanted to bring a sense of integrity and professionalism to a den of thieves. I say this all the time, and yeah, it's very difficult when you're in a place where most creators, they have everything to gain from shilling out a coin to somebody, and that integrity is lost somewhere along the way. And that's that's my goal here, is to build a sense of integrity in my platform so that people will trust me. And the chat here in this show, they trust me because they know um, I don't take a side, and um, I don't really shill anything. I do the TA and stuff, but like if I find something that I believe in, I'll say, hey, this looks pretty cool. Let's learn about it. But I'm not here to, everybody throw your life savings at it. I'm about, trying to help people grow their financial freedom for themselves and their family for generations to come. And it's about uplifting people and helping people. That's why I give donation from the show. Every month we raise money, and because it's about building a community and giving back to the community.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
think that's the difference. I've said this on a couple of lives actually. I think this is the difference between content creators in the last cycle and in this cycle, right? In the last cycle, what used to happen is that the content creators would own something and then they would talk about it. And so it wasn't necessarily that they were getting paid for it. They may have gotten paid for it afterwards, but they actually held it and believed in it before they got paid to talk about it. And I think in this cycle, it's very different. The smaller cap um, meme coins, which there are some that are valid, are paying these content creators before they ever have owned the project. They're giving them a huge amount of their supply to shill it and then pump it, and then these creators are dumping it and then also dumping the project, right? And so it's just very different this cycle. I feel like, especially with like pump fun and everything that's happened, we're just in a different uh, we're in a different crypto world at this point,
Can I
which
ask
is
a
unfortunate.
question here?
Hmm.
I do agree with that as well. Um, by the way, another thought, Den of Thieves, you said that it is a good movie. If you've not seen that movie, by the way,
I have seen that movie. It's a
such a
good
good
movie.
movie, Gerard
Yeah,
Butler.
such a good movie. Yep.
Um, but do you guys know if they're so the basic gist of what you're doing, Austin, is you're laying it all the chips on the table and saying, look, let's just dive into this. Let's see what there is. Let's so everyone knows, not just you, not just a few people, but so that everyone knows. Do you know if there's a website or a resource where that is basically almost like how the Howie, method was done for knowing if something's a commodity or a security? Do we have a resource ready of that where there's different parameters? Does this company have a white paper? Do they have a clear path, with roadmap, but also not just doxing, but like more information about the type of questions you ask personally?
So
Yeah. So
yeah,
I think like the oh, sorry, go ahead.
Wadi had mentioned one that he used, and I'm gonna reach out to him and find out what that is, and I'll let you know. I don't really know. I've never used it before, so I try to vet my sources. But that's part of why I have three journalists here and a fact checker, because we have a right wing, a centrist, and a left wing journalist for a reason, so that we don't create echo chambers. And then we have the fact checker that's separate to sift through those to come to um, basically, okay, here's what this side's saying, here's what the other side's saying, here's what the middle's saying, here's the facts, and then I take that and I go through with a fine tooth comb and I display the facts and then I give my opinion. And that's why we have the show we have, is because we are sifting through so much FUD. And it's not just in crypto. This is also just financial news in general. And we also cover,
Yeah.
the war, because I believe that that plays a role in finances right now.
Hmm.
So like there's a lot that we have to dig through here, and that's our purpose. Our purpose is to dig, get the information, give it to you, and then you decide, not me decide for you.
Not to put more stuff on your plate personally, but do you guys already have like a spreadsheet or something along those lines of the ones you've already kind of went through?
What do you mean spreadsheet? Like
Or something, just like different projects you went through, different types of questions you asked, their answers, or the types of resolutions you had for them. Because I would like that personally, like some sort of resource if you're diving into those.
pretty much the only record of it is the shows that are recorded and posted to YouTube.
Okay,
I believe they're on Twitch as well, but that might actually be a good thing to do. Um,
you just gotta be careful how you do that too, so you don't have the companies come after you.
yeah,
Yeah.
that is true. And that's why I'm reading the news from all different sides, and then you decide. But then, I find things in articles where they say, um, they'll say, oh, inflation is down, it's only up 1%, right? And then we read through the article and it says, well, actually inflation's up 2.4%, but we took out energy and food costs to come to this number. And I'm like, okay, people spend 90% of their income on energy and food. I think that's relevant information to divulge. And they do it this way in order to get the headline that they're looking for, which moves the market in ways that they want it to move and manipulates people. And so like that's basically what I'm doing here, is like we're getting the
Hmm.
actual truth.
I mean, there's like, token sniffer that's out there. The problem with those websites is that they're looking at, like check, check, check. Do they have an
Okay,
audit? Do they
it's very
do they
surface.
have a do they have a whitelist? Do they have a blacklist? Is there 95% of their token supply locked up? And at the end of the day, like a company or a project that is trying to fool you or rug you will have all of those things in line. What we're
Yeah,
looking for is
100%.
actually, do you have a roadmap, and have you taken steps on that roadmap? Are you actually functional at this point? Um, and that's the type of indicator that I would like, is something that is a little bit more extensive, as far as, is this project actually doing what they're saying they're going to do? And if
Yeah.
they're not going to do that, this is just like smoke and mirrors, which
Here's
a
the
lot of
issue
these
with that.
projects are.
Here's the issue with that. Have you ever heard of NewsGuard?
No, I
No.
haven't.
Okay, NewsGuard is basically the same thing for the news. It's fact checking, right? And they give things like a rating based off of like how true or how false they are, right? But they claim to be unbiased and factual, but they use the same tactics that the media does in order to press a narrative that works in their favor, or what they
Yeah.
want to divulge. So what'll happen is an article will come out and say Donald Trump did a backflip on Tuesday at 5 p.m. right, and it'll say false, debunked, right. But then you go and you read the article and it says, no, Donald Trump did not do a backflip on Tuesday at 5 p.m. He did a front flip, and it's all, and it's like it gets lost because they change one little thing in their headline to make it look as though it lines up with the other headline, but it's misleading to make it look as though the narrative is false when it's actually true. That's the problem.
I
Yeah.
mean, and that's why doing your own research in crypto is so important. I know we all
100%.
want like a fast a fast win. We all want to get in
Right.
at the bottom and like ride it to the top and become a millionaire overnight. But at the end of the day, most people that are millionaires in crypto did not make it overnight. They
Hmm.
actually researched, they got into projects that they not only believed in, but had utility. And then they actually waited and were patient for that to actually go up. And I think that's the problem. We're portraying crypto as something that is an overnight success, like a lottery. And that's not what crypto is at all.
Agreed.
I'm still waiting for my Safe Moon to go up. I'm just
Yeah.
joking. No, that's
I'm waiting for my
no,
SXT to go up,
Good old
man.
safe moon.
SXT. SXT seems promising. No, but the reason why I say it is because I keep my portfolio relatively tight as far as like almost small handful of stuff, and most of the stuff people know what it is. I don't divulge like how much I have of whatever, but just more so like I'm not really in the realm of looking around as much. You know what I mean? So that's
Mhm.
why I was curious as far as any kind of resources or is even if it was just like Austin, I know I don't want to put more stuff like because if I share an idea, then your people are probably like stop telling him different ideas because then he'll want to do it and then give him more work. Job security. No, but even if it was like releasing an article of like what you did, and I would love to read those, and dive into different projects like that. But don't do that from on my accord. I'm just sharing an idea. I like what you're doing, and having it digestible, other than just a live stream too, is also a nice avenue. Just to throw it
Yeah.
out there.
I think that's actually a great idea. Jesse's probably ripping her hair out right now because she knows she's going to end up managing
Dang
it and writing it.
it.
She's been trying to do that forever, right?
And everything needs to be referenced, every sentence, everything.
Yeah.
It
And
needs to be
a
tokenized as
link.
well.
Yeah. I
A
think that
link
would
to
be a
every
great
single
resource,
sentence.
though. I don't know. I'll
For
think
like
about it.
new
I have a
people that are
lot on
coming
my
into
plate.
the
I think I'm doing about 20 hours a day right now. I
No,
got
you
like
don't have to
two and
do
a
that.
half hours of sleep last night.
I'm just saying it would be a cool thing,
yeah.
It would.
whether it's now or later in the future. I'm interested.
Maybe that's something I could do with the Discord. I mean, I just started Discord and it's just starting to go. I'm doing my TA classes on Discord now. By the way, if anyone wants to sign up for the Discord, make sure you send or the link is in my bio for the Discord. And if you want to sign up for the technical analysis classes, um, either send me a DM on TikTok or there's a hashtag TA classes sign up on the Discord. Sorry, I didn't mean to do
Yeah,
a
I'm
little PR
excited. I'm
thing.
excited to come on your show because you're a TA specialist and I do a lot of trading. And so it's funny because I think you were in our live the other day and you were like, that's what I'm seeing too. So I'm
Mhm.
interested to see what you're seeing in the market.
Yeah, I definitely have a different style, that's for sure.
I do
No
too.
indicators.
Yeah.
No
No, me either.
indicators.
Yeah, me
You don't
me
use
too.
indicators? I use three.
I just use like the Stokes. I use I'm like a pattern seer. I think
Yeah,
it's like my
Same.
ADHD. I can see the patterns and then I
same.
just find confluence and that's where I trade from.
That's
And the indicators actually mess me up if I have indicators on my chart.
I'm exactly the same way. I noticed that about you. That's why when you said the
Yep.
prices, I was like, that's exactly what I'm
Yeah.
seeing. And I have that bad ADHD and I
Yep.
see the patterns. I mean, look at my chart on the live here. It's a massive head and
Yeah.
shoulders. But I guess where I get it is like I see the pattern before it forms. Like Mega will back me up on this
Me
one.
too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Hmm.
me too. And we were actually trading in the wolf pack today for 2 hours on like the 1 minute. And this guy Phil, who is a really really good trader in the wolf pack and has been trading way longer than I have, we see things the exact same. And so he was writing me tonight because we're both in a SHIB short right now. And he was saying, this is where I see it going. I see it going up, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's where my entry is. Like we were spot on. It's crazy. I feel like most people in crypto are neurodivergent,
yeah.
you
You
know?
have to be.
So yeah, I think so.
Hey Mega, I got a question for you. Are you
I
seeing
might have an answer.
are you seeing the head and shoulders or are you seeing a quadruple bottom here, bro? because I'm on the
I'm
fence.
seeing both.
Are you on the
That's
daily?
why I've been kind of holding off.
That's why the white light
Just
is on. It's either red, green, or white. If it's white, it's like I have no idea.
honestly, I the way I report it is like, look, we have the left shoulder is a small head and shoulders.
Yeah,
The head is a double top. The right shoulder is a head and shoulders. And
yeah,
altogether, it's a huge head and shoulders.
yeah.
And I was like, it might even be a trap. I was like, we just have to be careful, you know. But it's when you have that much indication going on with patterns, I'm just like, kind of like Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote. You know, it's just like, is the wall going to be painted? You know, am I going to just run flat into it? And so I think it's good to keep that in the back of your mind. And that's partially why I always have like that paranoid feeling of like, oh, the whales are after us.
Yeah,
you know, just because it's true. It's like so many times we've had good patterns for them. You know, cup and handles and inverse head and shoulders, and it just gets squashed. You know, and
I'll tell
now
you
we have
this:
oh, good,
it's easier for it to go down than it is for it to go up.
exactly, yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
And that's
and
I think
I'll go ahead.
a lot of people don't realize that they'll start to like. I mean, how many times have you heard it too? Or even Bullish Babe, like anytime it goes up a little bit, people are like, it's never going back down. I'm like, dude, chill out.
Yeah, people come
Like
into the
it's
live and
obvious.
they're like, "Oh, it's going up. You said it's going down." I'm like, "Yeah, it is. Just give it some time. It's gonna go down." I'm like, and like,
Are you guys looking at, is this XRP on the daily? Is that what you guys are
That
looking
looks
at?
like the daytime
yeah,
frame,
this is the
or
Is it?
daytime. I mean, even the week time frame looks
yeah,
the
it's pretty
same.
similar now.
Look at that. That's a head and
We have enough
shoulders.
information on a weekly now to start seeing what's happening. That's a. I think that's too long as a flag, to be honest with you.
I agree. It's not a flag,
Once it
and
starts to fizzle out after, like before the head and shoulders that we have now, the big one, if it had started going up from there, then I'd be like, okay, maybe it was, some sort of a flag formation. But now that we're going sideways even more, I
it's
feel like that fair
consolidation is
value
what
gap
it
on the
is.
downside.
It's
Yeah.
consolidation on the downside for sure. And I mean, with the time of year it is right now, and with what's going on in the world right now, I'm
hmm
leaning towards down, baby. Everything
Yeah.
points to down.
Well, we went up in November. Usually, what happens after you go up is distribution, and then what happens after that?
Yeah,
So,
Down.
so are you guys seeing like the double bottom on the hourly though? Like there's a big, huge double bottom.
I saw
I
that
don't usually
too. And
watch
that's why I
the
think it'll go to
hourlies too much.
233.
I don't usually watch the hourlies too much. More so just because I like to see more long term. I don't like to freak out too much.
Look, it's right here.
Um, but yeah, yeah. So we'd
233.
go up to meet the last top pretty much. So a
Yeah.
double, quadruple bottom. Look, I'm down for it if it was to shoot up, but it's always good to keep in mind what we're seeing right now with patterns.
I hope it shoots up. I got to pay the staff here, man.
I think I just think what it looks like is that XRP may have some news. That's what I think right now for the storyline. I think XRP may have some news that's going to take it up before maybe everything else
I don't know. I'm not
on that
feeling that.
1 hour.
I think we're newsed out on this one, and the only news we're going to get is speculation to the case being dropped. But I'll tell you this right now: what we're going to mark my words, Torres is going to say 60 days, 60 days review.
60 days.
Yep. Um, I don't know if you guys know this
Always.
about me. I was studying for the bar exam before I decided to be a creator. I don't know what I was thinking, but um, yeah, that's just the legal process. It's continuance after continuance, and this is what I think. Okay, um, I know I'm a futter, but this is what I'm thinking here. If XRP was going to be used like a currency, we would need clear regulation on whether or not these currencies, not just XRP, are securities or commodities. And I feel like if that was the direction that they were going, was using these decentralized coins, um, that would be one of the first things to come out for legislation. But the first legislation that's come out has been stablecoin bill. And they're looking to maybe even revise it to have the Fed be in control of the regulation of stablecoins, which I think is a one-way track to a one world currency. And Mega, I know you're a believer.
I'm a moon boy.
Yeah, you're well. I mean,
The moon
biblically,
cheese, right?
you're a believer biblically, right?
Oh,
So,
I think my next RP
oh
shooting that.
well,
Yes, I am a believer.
I go to Mega to make me believe about XRP. He makes me less bearish, but whether you believe or not, the fact of the matter is there are people that do that are in control of everything, and they are pushing for these things to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe that that is the direction that the world is headed, is this one world government, one world currency. And it's about control, not about, decentralization. And that makes me a bit biased to this. But I think that the overall goal here is CBDCs and stable coins. And that being the case, what purpose does XRP have? Well, then, because RLUSD can do basically everything that XRP can do, except for it needs XRP to facilitate the gas fees, and it needs it as a liquidity pool. So, really, what real value will it have? Because it's going to be like trying to fill a bucket that has no bottom in it. The money doesn't sit in XRP. It flows through it within seconds. Obviously, it will go up if it takes over 14% of Swift. I think that's a little outlandish. I don't trust anything Brad Garlinghouse says. But let's just say it does. He has everything to benefit from keeping the price up as long as he can. And I think that the truth is starting to come out about this. People are waking up to this. But there's also a large community and a lot of social media is pushing the creators that are pushing this coin. So I think that there's that sentiment behind it. So I do believe in the moon cheese, but it gets its
Actually, I
value.
don't think social media. Oh, I don't think social media is actually pushing it. I think that there are just so many holders of XRP that the algorithm is picking it up, and
That
that's
might be
why,
part of it.
as creators, yeah, I think as creators, you
But
make an XRP video, it's double,
Yep.
like
XRP
automatically, and it
XRP gets
sucks.
its
And it
value.
sucks because it's like you have to put that in to bump your algorithm so that people can actually see educational videos. Like it
Yeah, that's
sucks,
true.
you know.
I'll tell you this, the only video I went viral was the one where I said that we're not going to the moon, we're going to Uranus. So, and that was it
I just
sounded
processed what you said.
Yeah,
it sounded
I
like
know.
but that's actually a bearish term, like you're gonna get effed, so
I don't know. Like
I don't
for
want to
me,
go there.
guys, the chart looks like if we break over that 200, we are on the move for XRP. And I am not
200?
like an XRP. So if we break that double bottom, we are over the 200, which means a pump for me. And that's just
Oh,
like
are you talking about the
indicator
200
wise.
EMA?
Yeah.
Okay,
let me pull it up.
I didn't see it on his screen, so I was like 200 what?
200 EMA.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's at what?
Well, he has indicators, ladies and gentlemen. He has indicators. There should be an alert going off every time you use them.
That's like the one indicator where when I'm just not sure, I'll take a look at the EMAs.
Yeah. Do you have three
because
there?
they're pretty
You have a
much
50,
spot on.
200 in the middle?
If you
Hear me out on this one though. If we break that EMA line, it's coming down to where I say it's coming down to. It's coming down hard. But you know what I see here is I just noticed this. Look at this. that a double bottom?
That's what I was thinking too. When it comes back down to actually hit below that golden box, um, I think that that's also a setup for end of year pump.
Yeah, November. By November, top
So
out.
that's why I was anticipating for this to actually play out over the next month or so.
Actually, I think I kind of lean with Cosmic on this one. I think September, October is going to be it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
everything got shifted. So
yeah,
like the peak was when January. Was it January or was
yeah.
it
I would
December technically?
I would love to prove him wrong. So if you
Me
guys could
too.
just agree with
I need
me,
money.
that would be so
Just
great.
chase that feeling in life.
Yeah.
I know. The question
He's been
is
saying it for so long, and I feel like I'm going to be the target of and I told you so video. So
yeah, and he'll make a good funny one, I'm sure.
big time. It'll involve dancing on a desk. I'm pretty sure. So
That's awesome.
I got to get going, but just some last words I will say for those that are listening in here. I see people saying stuff like, they're tired of crypto. I understand, but just understand that as soon as you get into crypto, you're instantly a target. And that's not just saying that just to say it. It's not some sort of clickbaity stuff. You instantly become a target as soon as you have a wallet. You sign up for anything because you are now on the radar of the whales.
Hmm.
The large investors, and you're now a liquidity for them. And so, if you're able to understand some of those different tactics and whatnot, it's going to help so much. And so, the mentality here that I see a lot of right now, especially in this sideways movement, is just people are either bored or they're tired of waiting. And just like good old Warren Buffett says, if you wait long enough, you will most likely end up on top. Like
Exactly.
a lot of the projects, if you're just patient, that's what the whales use, patience. Good, obviously, a lot of other things too. But if you just use patience, that's one of the ways that the small guys can win, is just waiting. And that's one of the hardest things because a lot of people just don't have that patience, or they just need the money or whatever it might be.
Well, we
And
have
the
to
way I look at
also
XRP is,
be
and
careful with that too, because a lot of people bought in at $3.40.
mhm.
And
Yeah, I hear that.
and
I'm talking about
many
my
times,
position, I would guess.
yeah, many times I in a cycle I've ridden it all the way to the bottom, DCA'd all the way to the bottom,
Yeah, yeah.
and just hoping for something that never came. And so that's also something we got to be careful of
Yes, yeah, I do agree.
when we're, because we have an obligation to our followers as well. Um,
Yeah, if you didn't get in at like 30 cents or 50 cents like I did,
I'll tell you this,
it's a different
everyone's
story.
financial situation is different. And that's
Yeah.
why I offer the one on one coaching, because I don't throw a blanket scenario on how to get rich in crypto. What I do is I
Hmm.
formulate a strategy to cater to your specific needs to get you profitable, because there's money to be made on the way up and there's money to be made on the way down. So if you are struggling in crypto and you just say that you're over it, send me a DM or become a deluxe subscriber and send a DM, and we can get you profitable. We have nothing but success stories here from our subscribers, and all of our subscribers resubscribe. That's the big thing here, is they resubscribe because they are making 18-year-old kid is remodeling his parents' kitchen and just got his the remodel all done, and now he's turned his parents on. They're watching the show. So
That's awesome.
yeah, that's TikTok seller in there. He says yes sir, that's him. So a lot of success stories. So if you are struggling, and not just me, Bullish Babe, Mega Crypto, they're good too. I will give credit where credit's due. If I see that somebody is doing something good and making a difference in the space, and is on point and knows what they're doing, I'm going to give them credit. And I give both of you guys credit for sure.
thank you.
Now, I've seen it with my
Thanks.
own two eyes, and I think it's important to not just find one creator and stick with that, and that's it. It's important to reach out to different creators and educate yourself as much as possible. Do not blindly follow any creator. Get as much information as you can, and that's how you become successful. So everyone, definitely give Mega Crypto a follow, Bullish Babe a follow. I put my
Thanks, guys.
stamp of approval on them, 100%.
Thank you.
Of
Thank you.
course.
I
Yeah,
appreciate it.
appreciate you
Thanks
guys.
for having me up tonight.
Yeah,
And appreciate you
Yeah,
guys so
thanks, man.
much. Yeah.
I'm gonna have
You
to
guys have a good night.
speed through the news today because
You
we went
too.
way over, but it was a
Good night,
great
guys.
live.
Have a good night, guys.
Good night,
And
guys.
Good night.
I'll hang out and chat. But
Yeah,
have a
I
good one.
appreciate you guys.
Bye, guys.
Always are welcome on. If you just want to pop in, send me an invite, and you guys are always welcome.
Thanks, man.
Have a good night, Ozzy.
You too. All right. That was an interesting live. I would say definitely maybe our best one ever. I mean, it had some ups and downs, but good entertainment, that's for sure. And thank you to everyone with all the gifts. The gifts are just massive amounts of everything. Thank you to everyone that gave. So much appreciation to everything you guys do. And remember, we have the technical analysis class that will be on Discord. If you are interested in taking the technical analysis class, learn how to read the charts like I do. There are very few creators or people in general that do it the way I do. And it's instantaneous. It's very quick, and time is money. All right. And that's what I want to teach you guys to do. Space is limited though, because I want to be able to do close interaction with the students, so that way you can learn it very quickly and we can get you on your way and bring in new people. The idea is not to string you along and milk you for money. The idea is to get you learning, get you profitable, and get you on your way so that we can make room for new people. And so if that's something you want, send me a DM. Also become a deluxe subscriber or a regular subscriber. Our basic subscription comes with daily price points for XRP, or if I see something that's about to moon, I'll put out an alert for it. And I post those. Sometimes they go out at like 3 in the morning. So we also have the email alert system. If you sign up now, it's free for the rest of the month. It is $1.99. But it pays for itself. Everything that I offer, I try to put it at a value where it will pay for itself quickly, because I understand a lot of people don't have a lot of money or they've already lost money in this space. The idea is to get you profitable and get you profitable quickly, so that the bull run doesn't come and bite you in the butt, okay? Because if you run with the bulls, you get the horns, man, if you don't know what you're doing. Definitely recommend that to anyone that's interested in that. Let's get into the news, huh? We'll kind of speed read through these because we got about an hour. I think we can do it. So Coinbase secures EU crypto license, swapping Ireland for Luxembourg as the main hub. Coinbase has obtained a market in crypto assets MiCA license from Luxembourg Commission de Surveillance de Structure Financière. So yeah, I'm not going to read the whole article, but already read and vetted. It's happening. So this is cool. Those of you that hold Coinbase, you're probably making a lot of money. I know some of you guys, we were covering it and got into the IPO on this one and just making buku bucks. But remember, IPOs are a fundraiser for Coinbase. And remember, we covered the news that Coinbase was potentially going bankrupt. This is a way that companies solve that issue. So it is a rug pull, I guess, but it's different. It's a fundraiser, okay? They release the IPO, it buys up, the price runs up, and then the company sells off shares, and that's how they gain finances to fund their projects and whatnot. So make sure you're taking profits. You only need to hold one IPO Class A stock, okay, in Coinbase to be a Class A shareholder and have a stake in the company, have voting rights, okay? You can sell them all, keep one, okay? And then you can buy back in later when it comes down, and you become a shareholder in the company. All right. Trump calls House GOP to quickly adopt clear version of the Senate passed crypto bill. Now, we had read the other day that they want to have the Fed have control of regulation over stable coins, basically. And I think that that's a bad thing. Having it this way is more decentralized. There's more people working on it and talking about it. Yes, it will slow things down, but I think we'll get a better, more clear framework. I think with having the Fed, it pushes us more towards the CBDC direction. We shall see. We shall see. But that's basically it. He just doesn't want them to change anything in the bill, right? We gotta buzz through some of these. Crypto user attacked in France over Ledger hardware wallet report. Okay. So this is a wrench attack that just happened recently. Make sure you are safe with your money. Get it stored on a cold wallet. If you are long-term holding, obviously, if you're trading, you need it on the exchange. But be careful. This is why I do not recommend any exchanges because they are all vulnerable. Everyone tells me what's the best to use. I don't divulge that information. One, because I don't want anyone to know where I'm trading from. And two, because what if something happens? I'm not going to be taking on those legal repercussions from that. All right, here's another one. Geopolitical tensions freeze crypto markets while oil holds steady. Okay, so oil's doing really well, but the crypto markets are kind of stagnant right now, and I would say that they're headed down. This is a strong indication that we are going to war. Okay, the markets are a good way to understand what people think, but also what a lot of these whales are big players. They know what's coming. So when people are investing in oil, in order to run a Navy fleet or an Air Force, you need lots and lots of crude oil. Okay. Not only that, we depleted our resources when we switched to the summer blend under the Biden administration, and those reserves are meant for if we have to go to war, and those reserves have not been refilled yet. So we could, I mean, if we go to all out war, expect like $8-10 a gallon of gas. And another indicator is gold. If gold is doing well, that shows that people are uncertain with the stock markets, with crypto, that they want a hedge for their money, a safe haven to place their money where it will grow. And we've just seen gold taking off like crazy. And I'd even say, according to the charts, it looks like gold may take another push upward. XRP news today: Ripple traders brace for Torres's decision and SEC shift. Bitcoin at 204. So a favorable ruling by Judge Torres could prompt both parties to withdraw their appeals and boost XRP spot ETF hopes. Bill Morgan warns a quick ruling could signal another rejection, citing the previous 7-day turnaround. And here it says Ripple and the SEC filed a renewed motion on June 12th, seeking to lift the XRP sales ban and reduce the fine to $125 million. Here's the thing. If they reduce the fine, that's an admission of guilt, okay? And if they broke the law, they may not remove the injunction. They may grant the fine, but they may not grant removing the injunction. It would take legislation clarity, and this is what we talked about earlier, is if we had a bill that came forward that said these are securities or commodities, or something that would clarify this, then that would change the law. But the law is still the same. XRP, Ripple broke the law. Therefore, that's why there's an injunction. So something to consider. Will the injunction go away? I hope, but it's not certain. the whole article is manipulation. Dude, I'm just giving you the facts, man. The facts are that it is a long legal process. It's probably going to get another 60-day continuance. Okay. I was studying for the bar exam before I decided to be a creator. Okay. I understand how these things go. They are long, lengthy, and drawn out. It could take years for this to end. It may happen next bull cycle. It may be what sparks the next bull cycle. Okay. Housing market sees major power shift, which will send prices into free fall. An unlikely state is set to get hammered. I'm not going to read through all of this, but if you want to check this out, this is by the Daily Mail, and it's in the real estate section. But I would say that it's likely that I think, what's the number here? They said there's like 200 million homes for sale and only 100.5 million people looking for homes right now. So that's driving the market down. Where is that at here? I'll read that for you real quick. I don't remember, but yeah, that's basically, there's less people buying than there are homes for sale. That's not good. Yeah, prices are dropping. Get ready for the housing market's been a bubble since COVID, you know? Housing prices doubled overnight, and the interest rate for housing right now is like 7%. It's ridiculous. Like it is almost impossible to afford one of these homes. That's why the prices are coming down. Yeah, Oscar, they're dragging out that case for sure. And I think that's in Ripple's best interest, because if they're moving towards CBDCs and then XRP is going to not be used what everybody wants it to be used for, then it would be in Ripple's best interest to elongate this out as long as possible to keep the price up, because that's more that they can sell from their reserves from the escrow at a higher price. Canada threatens further tariffs on the U.S. steel and aluminum. The exact rate will depend on progress made towards the tariff deal with Trump administration July 21st. So this is not good. This is not good. We could see reciprocal tariffs coming soon. I believe it's July 9th is the deadline. We could see the U.S. ramping up tariffs on other countries and reciprocal tariffs coming back on us, which could drop the market dramatically very quickly, like it has in the past. Trump administration tariff updates in June. That's just recapping what we just talked about. All right. So a week into the war, Israel and Iran trade fire as Europe's diplomatic efforts yield no breakthrough. Let's watch this little video here. This is crazy. Bro. That is just crazy. And I feel sorry for the people that are stuck in all of this. And I pray that this ends quickly.
To remind you that 60% of sales.
Tel Aviv, Israel and Iran trade strikes a week into their war on Friday as President Donald Trump weighed U.S. military involvement, and key European ministers met with Iran's top diplomat in Geneva in a scramble to de-escalate the conflict. But the first face-to-face meeting between Western and Iranian officials in a week Long war concluded after 4 hours with no sign of an immediate breakthrough. That's pretty much basically to take from this. Iran has no intention of surrendering. They've stated it that they're not doing that. They're chanting death to America, and they're very close to having a nuclear weapon. They say within a couple weeks that it will be available for them to actually send and strike. Israel signals protracted war with Iran, and Trump says he won't push for a ceasefire. Let's take a look at this video here. No, this is them blowing some stuff up, you know. So Trump's gonna let them fight it out, and I'll tell you why. Here's your answer right here. Okay, listen to this guy, what he has to say.
And you said no. And now today you seem to be singing a different tune. So a couple
start it
days
over.
ago I asked you if we're headed towards World War III, and you said no. And now today you seem to be singing a different tune. Explain.
Well, there's just not very many options with this Iran thing. Our bunker busters, our best ones, are only capable of penetrating 200 feet underground. Iran's nuclear facility that we want to strike is past that maximum effective range. It's like 260 to 300 feet in the ground. So with our best non-nuclear equipment, we can't reach it. So that leaves only 3 options, which is one, a tactical nuclear strike, which I doubt we'd do. I mean, the world don't want that. That would be fucking crazy. 2 would be boots on the ground, which I don't think he has public support for. But I'm already seeing the misinformation campaign starting on social media where people are like, I trust Trump to lead us to whatever decision. I mean, entering another 20-year war would be fucking terrible. And third option would be to negotiate, which Trump claims to be a master negotiator, and he promised to end the war in Ukraine in 24 hours, and that shit's still going on. And I just don't trust this administration's ability to negotiate. And what leverage does he have over Iran? What's he going to tell him? I'm going to carpet bomb your country? And Iran's like, all right, fine, we're going to develop nukes in a few months, and you're going to fucking regret it. So what leverage does he have? Like, Iran's going to want something in return, and is that nuclear capability? Because that's what they want. Like, there's really, I don't see any good options in this situation. And if Trump's like, if you keep developing these nuclear bombs, we're going to nuke you, Iran's going to be like, no, you're not. And then China's going to be like, you fucking better not do it. Pakistan's going to be like, you better fucking not do it. Russia's going to be like, you better fucking not do it. Unless we have some top secret bunker busting missile capable of penetrating past 200 feet, but doubtful. So it's kind of looking like boots on the ground is what's gonna, I mean, logically, that is the best case scenario if everything that we are hearing is true, ultimately, right? Like, that's what it relies on, is do we trust the intelligence that the government is giving us? And even then, you're like, is this fucking true? Who fucking knows anymore?
So a couple days ago I asked you if we're headed towards World War III.
He is a former sniper in the U.S. military. Okay, is who this guy is. But I think what he's saying is true, and I think people need to hear his take on it, because that's what I believe. Everything that he's saying right here is what I've been saying. We don't have very many options here. And so World War III, it's knocking on our doorstep right now. It is knocking on our doorstep, and we need to take into consideration that everything that he said is pretty spot on. So Wow. Could you imagine looking out your window and seeing something like that?
لا إله إلا الله الله أكبر الله أكبر.
There's a lot going on. And we talked about nukes yesterday, right?
What would happen if China nuked Los Angeles?
Maybe not
Let's check it
China,
out,
but
guys.
I live on the West Coast. I'm sure a lot of you do
Look
too.
at that. China's current nuclear warhead, if it hit Los Angeles, most of us are dead. But look at the fallout. Look how far the fallout goes.
All the way to Las Vegas.
They would feel it in Vegas. That's crazy.
Utah.
Utah. It would make it to Utah.
And that's just one.
Or could, guys.
Here's another one. This
All
is
right,
San
guys, this is
Diego.
what would happen if China nukes San Diego, California with their current nuclear warhead. Let's check it out, guys. Boom! God. Look at that. Holy crap. San Diego is freaking cooked, bro. All the way up to Escondido. Look at this fallout. Palm Springs, Indio's toast. 29 Palms. Eagle Mountain. All the way to Kingman, Arizona. Needles is toast. Look at that. Past Vegas, almost to Flagstaff. That's what would happen if China nukes San Diego.
Oh yeah, Big Baller.
God, good luck.
I know what you're saying. Big Baller
All right,
says
guys, this
it's
is what
going to
would
get
happen if
crazy, guys.
China
Don't
nukes
forget
San Diego,
Obama.
California with their
I call him
current nuclear
Obama,
warhead.
not Obama. He says Obama though.
Let's check it out,
Gave
guys.
Iran over 4 billion
Boom.
lots of weapons.
God. Look at that.
Hey, Big Baller. I'm starting a new show, and it's going to be a facts and opinions show. It's going to be me and the IT guy, actually, and we're going to have a second set that is back here. These curtains will go away, and it'll be a different set. And we want to put the beer gator in the center of the set. So I want to get one. Let me know when I can get a hold of one, because as soon as we get one, we're gonna go. IT guy says I'm not doing a show with you unless there is soda on tap, and I said beer gator it is.
Nuclear war.
So this is
closer than
on the
before,
TikTok shop.
and that's why you need this.
Maybe
This is
you
a
don't
nuclear radiation
need it, maybe you
detector.
do.
It detects beta particles, gamma rays,
Prepping
and X-ray.
tool.
It gives you the radiation exposure.
I don't
real-time,
make any
along with
money
your
off of
average
TikTok
exposure
shop
and the maximum
selling
level
this.
of exposure that you've experienced since you've started testing. It also has this running tally right here. that
Iran
tells you how much
sold
you've been
300
exposed to
million in
over
Bitcoin.
time.
I think
it has all of these different settings.
there
that
was
you
a
can
bunch that
customize
was,
according to your needs. I've
we
even
covered
had
it
nuclear
yesterday,
pharmacists
Neo.
use this counter right here and compared it to their
Israel
$3,000-$4,000 counter. They said
hacked
it's reading exactly the same.
them
It's USB-C
their wallets
rechargeable,
and
so you
sent
don't
them
need
to
batteries, and
wallets
it's
that
rugged
are
and compact, so it's perfect for your
wallets.
bug out bag. Nuclear war is not an idea; it's a true possibility. So don't get caught without one of these. If you want to check it out, I've linked it right here for you. Grab it today.
Fox News alert, the Ayatollah's gone into hiding. He's believed to be holed up inside an underground bunker northeast of the capital. This is a different kind of Iranian hostage crisis. Khomeini can hide, but he can't run. For the past 24 hours, Israel's been attacking the area around his underground lair. But Khomeini, still talking tough, says Iran will not surrender to anyone, and is warning that if America joins the fight and strikes, it'll result in irreparable damage to the United States. Is he bluffing? We don't know. Iranian proxies, which have been severely degraded, are threatening to commit acts of terror against American troops and American ships in the region. And American businesses are now bracing for cyber attacks. Trump says Good luck with that. We won't be bullied.
I was the hunted, and now I'm the hunter. It's a big difference. That means I've had it. Okay, I've had it. I give up. No more. Then we go blow up all the, all the nuclear stuff that's all over the place there. No, they had bad intentions. For 40 years they've been saying death to America, death to Israel, death to anybody else that they didn't like. They were bullies. They were schoolyard bullies. And now they're not bullies anymore.
Trump's been meeting in the Situation Room with his national security team. Head of Central Command, Army General Eric Kurilla, they call him the Gorilla, has been instrumental in the war planning. The Pentagon's sending in their new state-of-the-art supercarrier, the USS Gerald Ford, and amassing a tremendous amount of assets in the area. Today, Trump had lunch with Pakistan's army chief. Pakistan borders Iran. Seems like something's about to happen. Trump's not showing his cards yet.
Whether you are moving closer or you believe the U.S. is moving closer to striking Iranian nuclear facilities. Where's your mindset on that?
I can't say that, right? You don't seriously think I'm going to answer that question. Will you strike the Iranian nuclear component? And what time exactly, sir? Sir, would you strike it? Would you please inform us so we can be there and watch? I mean, you don't know that I'm going to even do it. You don't know. I may do it. I may not do it. I mean, nobody knows what I'm going to do.
And this is just breaking. The Wall Street Journal is reporting Trump privately approved attack plans against Iran. Now, we don't know what these plans entail, but we're told they include U.S. airstrikes. Unsure if that includes bunker busters. Remember, the latest version of the bunker buster has never been used on the battlefield. It's only been tested. Axios reports that Trump has been quizzing his generals. Are they sure if he uses them, they'll be 100% effective? The generals say yes, but Trump's not completely convinced. Caroline Leavitt says all options remain on the table. Trump's been waiting on giving the final order, seeing if the Iranians give up and surrender their nuke program peacefully. Sources in D.C. say Trump's out of patience and Iran's up against the clock.
I believe that unless Iran surrenders in the next 48 hours, the United States, in conjunction with Israel, will engage in military action.
Trump says the Iranians want to fly all the way to the White House to negotiate an end to this. But he says it's too late. He doesn't appear to be open to long, drawn-out negotiations where he gets strung along like last time.
We're not looking for a ceasefire. We're looking for a total, complete victory. Again, you know what the victory is. No nuclear weapon.
Trump's made a decision. Iran's nuclear program is gone. The person who ultimately decides that is the Ayatollah. He can either let us do it peacefully or we'll do it violently. But either way, the outcome of this war is this. The Iranians will never be able to acquire a nuclear weapon, ever. But time's running out for both sides. Israel's reportedly running low on defensive interceptors, and Iran's reportedly running low on missiles. Iran's also running out of allies. They don't have any friends left in the region. And China, their biggest customer, quiet. And Putin, he has his own problems.
And I spoke to him yesterday, and I said, he actually offered to help mediate. I said, do me a favor. Mediate your own. Let's mediate Russia first, okay? I said, Vladimir, let's mediate Russia first. You can worry about this later.
The Persians are pinned up against the wall. They've been completely humiliated by a tiny Jewish nation, a fraction of the size of Iran. And now the Daily Wire is reporting that the Mossad set up a fake hotline in Iran and ordered top Iranian military officials into an emergency meeting. And the generals were lured into a small bunker in Tehran before Israel wiped them out with a precision airstrike. And inside of the country, you're starting to see unrest. Sanctions have crippled their economy so badly that workers are rioting over delayed payments. Manufacturers are striking over high inflation. Schools, cement factories, and pharmaceutical plants are shutting down. The Iranian currency is getting shredded. And Israel's hitting Iranian energy infrastructure, which is going to create price shocks and shortages. So with the streets teetering and its military commanders assassinated, a nuke might be the Ayatollah's only hope. No one really knows how fast they could spin up a device and strap it into a warhead, But Trump says they're only a few weeks away. Back in March, Tulsi Gabbard said the Iranians were enriching uranium at record levels.
In the past year, we've seen an erosion of a decades-long taboo in Iran on discussing nuclear weapons in public, likely emboldening nuclear weapons advocates within Iran's decision-making apparatus. Iran's enriched uranium stockpile is at its highest levels and is unprecedented for a state without nuclear weapons.
So will the United States end Iran's nuclear program with a 30,000-pound bunker buster? Or can Israel end it themselves? Israel admits they have options. They could knock out the power plants that run the underground nuke facility. And since they control the air, Israeli commandos could be inserted and fight their way in and then detonate the site with dynamite. If America does it, there would be consequences, nuclear contamination, and internationally there could be some fallout, though I'm sure Trump could handle it. Either way, the Iranians would retaliate and the United States would have to go back onto a war footing in the Middle East. The whole world's watching. It's the biggest
We know
moment of
those
the Trump
bunker
presidency.
busters won't work.
China and Russia surveying the scene, and so are our trade partners. We're at this moment in history because of Obama and Biden. They signed a toothless nuke deal that let the Iranians keep enriching and let them keep their ballistic missiles, and paid them billions of dollars, which they used to finance their war machine and proxies. Proxies which have been killing Americans for decades. Marines in Beirut, soldiers in Iraq, and taking Americans hostage in Gaza and inside of Iran. American deterrence, backed by the threat of violence, is what maintains order in the world. And sometimes there comes a time when the commander-in-chief has to use force to nourish the deterrence and keep the American people safe. Is this one of those times? We're about to find out. Fox News alert, the Ayatollah has gone into hiding.
This is getting really bad really fast. We watched this yesterday, but we're going to watch it one more time.
در این سفر رئیس جمهور آمریکا به منطقه مطرح شد لایق جواب دادن نیست اصلا. اینقدر سطح حرف پایینه که مایه سرفکندگی گوینده حرف و مایه سرفکندگی ملت آمریکاست. اونا رو کار نداره. لکن یکی دو جمله رو باید روش توجه بکنیم. ترامپ گفت که میخواد از قدرت برای صلح استفاده کنه. دروغ گفت.
Death to America. These people cannot have nukes. We cannot let that happen. But I don't want to go to war. I don't want another war, but this can't be allowed.
برای جنگ افروزی در هر جایی که بتوانند، برای حمایت کردن از مزدوران خودشون از قدرت این استفاده رو کردن. چه از قدرت برای ایجاد
Big Baller says we're going to war. Buckle up. Yep. Get ready.
بله. از قدرت می شود برای صلح و امنیت استفاده کرد. به همین دلیل هم هست که
How many months have I been saying we're going to World War III? We're going to war, and everyone was like, no, no, Trump's gonna make it all fine. It's gonna be better. Don't worry about it. He's gonna make a deal, and here we are.
به همت ملت‌های منطقه آمریکا از این منطقه باید برود و خواهد رفت.
Yeah, they could have the nuclear weapon now. I mean, they do now, but I mean, it could be days away. And it could take time for us to get in there and stop them. Like, this is very scary. 4th of July, possibly. Get ready for some fireworks, ladies and gentlemen.
اختلاف رژیم صهیونی است. رژیم صهیونی که غده سرطانی خطرناک مهلک این منطقه است حتما باید برکنده شود و خواهد شد.
Man, that's scary. If you weren't scared now, you should be. You should be afraid. You should be worried. Okay, I am. I'm very much worried about not just, you know, nukes or anything like that, but another long drawn out war, 20-year war in the Middle East, losing our young men and women of this country. This is something needs to be done now before this gets out of hand. This is not good. Yeah, sleeper cells in America too. Yes, exactly. This is very bad. Big Baller said, where was it? What did he say? 4 years of open borders, they are here. Exactly. And he says, why was China flying in the middle of the night and picking up stuff? Where they picking up? What were they picking up? I'm still looking into that. We'll cover that once we have the facts of the story. Big Baller says, I have a plane on standby for my wife and kids. Good. Good, man. I'm right here. We are an airport, so we're good. The bunkers that we have here are just magnificent. Magnificent. I know that I'm going to be okay, but you should be worried. The average person is not protected. My biggest concern is if LA gets hit, we're gonna have to move or something. Oh, I know. Even with bunkers, we won't really be okay, but I totally understand that. But we're about as safe as we can be. I'll tell you that. If something were to happen, we'll be all right. EMP blackouts will come first, most likely. Yeah, even just the EMP that comes from a nuke. You know, there's an EMP that's discharged from a nuke. Like, that's a lot. So
follow up on how close Iran is to a nuclear weapon. Can you clarify when the president said a few weeks away? Did he mean obtaining enough enriched uranium to start building a weapon, or did he mean Iran is a few weeks away from completing the production of a weapon?
I'm glad you asked that, Ouija. It's an important question, and it's one, frankly, the media has been getting wrong. Let's be very clear. Iran has all that it needs to achieve a nuclear weapon. All they need is a decision from the supreme leader to do that. And it would take a couple of weeks to complete the production of that weapon, which would, of course, pose an existential threat, not just to Israel, but to the United States and to the entire world. And that is something that the entire world including countries like Russia, is in agreement with, that Iran should not and cannot obtain a nuclear weapon. And that's why the president believes that, and he's believed that, again, not just his political career, but frankly, his entire life.
So it
Michael.
sounds like it's the former, just to be clear.
We have a dual generator here.
Just to follow up on how
Dual
close
generator
Iran is
system.
to a nuclear weapon, can you clarify when the president said a few weeks away?
The shoot down range of Americans' home defense missiles only has a shoot down rate of 50%. Yes. And that's why they're trying to build the Golden Dome. Solar and gas. Feb? What do you mean Feb? Gen. Yeah, solar and gas gen. Exactly. You guys, be prepared for anything. You never know, okay? A tornado could come through and take out a power line and you'd be out of power, okay? Have backups, have a way to shield yourself from these types of scenarios, okay? I'm not saying everything is going to happen this way, but it's good to be prepared. Be prepared. There's nothing wrong with being prepared. Get a Big Baller says, get a generator. They're going after the power grid. I think you might be right. I mean, even we got banned for 9 days. Oh, shoot. Somebody put capital F1 in the chat. I said the B word. Somebody put capital F1 in the chat. And FYP in the chat afterwards and all that. Thank you, Kodak. Hashtag FYP, all that. But yeah, we got removed because I told people to be prepared. I'm not going to say why, but we talked about it. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate you guys. The support for the show is just overwhelming. Your guys' gifts and just the liking and everything is just incredible. We're at 69K likes. That is incredible. Thank you guys so much for everything you do.
Breaking news tonight, a federal appeals court clearing the way for President Donald Trump to keep control of the California National Guard troops he has federalized. This ruling from the Ninth Circuit halts a lower court ruling that found Trump acted illegally when he activated the soldiers over objections from California Governor Gavin Newsom. The deployment is the first by a president of a state's National Guard without the permission of that state's governor since 1965 during the Civil Rights era. Trump maintains the troops are necessary to restore order in Los Angeles. Newsom argues the move has only inflamed tensions, usurped local authority, and continues to be a waste of resources. Newsom says California will continue its legal battle. Breaking news tonight, a federal appeals court clearing.
So Trump has command of the National Guard again. I agree, California does need help, but I don't think I think they need to be going after the police instigating these things, man. I think the National Guard should shut the police down because the police are instigating a lot of this stuff. And let's end it on an XRP note.
This is an ATM. What we're going to do is transform the traditional banking industry.
I do not fit the picture of a banker.
Elon Musk is still connected to the payments business.
Here at the festival, I asked him what he thinks of Elon Musk's X platform and social media today. By the way, he used to work with Elon Musk, ended up actually pushing him out of the company at PayPal.
My judgment is, we should have just...
David Sachs from the PayPal Mafia is in the White House. Peter Thiel's Palantir still connected to payments. Now Vast, founded by Jed McCaleb, has partnered with SpaceX, Elon Musk's company. Jed McCaleb, founder of Stellar. As always, do your own research, and this is not financial advice.
I'm leaning towards Stellar Lumens instead of XRP, baby. I'm leaning towards Stellar Lumens. Stellar Lumens is actually designed to be a decentralized currency, whereas XRP is more or less for like institutions. XLM is for everyday people, businesses, things like that. I'm starting to, if CBDCs don't take over, stablecoins don't take over, I'm thinking XLM may actually be the sleeper here. And I've always been that way. XLM was the first cryptocurrency I ever bought. A few months ago, Musk tweeted one picture and no words. It was stellar. Yeah. You see what I did there? Yeah, I'm feeling like XLM. Let's take a look at XLM. I think XLM might be the sleeper. I think maybe XRP is the fundraiser and XLM is the rocket, baby. Look at this, is classic bull cycle. This thing's coming down. Okay. This is actually a good sign. Okay. We want these things to come down. I think it comes down a little further and does something like this and comes to about 35 cents there. And that would put it around September. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, HBAR will pump with XLM, but as far as the projects I believe in, I do believe in HBAR. HBAR is one that I like too. I'm waiting to buy because I think this is what we're going to see. Downward movement until, look at, end of July and then up. But I think that's about all we get. Maybe we get more, but I'll be taking profits at 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, and so on and so forth. Those psychological numbers and the fives in between. Yeah, I love HBAR too, man. HBAR is good. I think Cardano even is solid, you know? But I'm thinking this is what we get. And I think everything's going to kind of get this. And then after that, you're going to see this right here again, just much smaller. But I'm thinking I'll get in somewhere around here. And look at it. This lines up 15 cents. This is that support line right here. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it stops here at 24, 25 cents, maybe 20 cents. And then it goes up from there, and then that would take it a little higher. But I'm on the more bearish side. I think things will probably go a little bit lower in light of what's going on in the world. I would be leaning towards the higher end on this. I would be leaning towards up here around 20 cents and then a turn up to 45 cents. However, there's a possibility things are more downward because of what is going on in the world. This is XLM, Stellar Lumens. This is the very first cryptocurrency I ever bought. Thank you, Guinea Marie. Have a good night. What the heck? Big Baller says, my buddy owns a solar company in New Mexico and the workers are being shot at from Mexico. What? Are you for real? Can you get footage of that? Can you send that to me? That is crazy. I'd love to report on that. I haven't even heard that. That is crazy. All right. So that concludes the show. If anybody has any projects they'd like to go over, we can do one or two. I can go later if we receive our gift goals. Right now it's a dragon crown. If anybody's got me with a dragon crown, much appreciated. And don't forget to become a deluxe subscriber. And if you are looking to get technical analysis classes, we are offering the technical analysis classes. We only have a few spots left, okay? I'm trying to keep the classes small, okay? Small classes so that way you can learn quickly and be on your way out of the class to make room for new people. The idea is not to milk you. It's to get you in, teach you the information, get you out, okay? And check it out. We've got these, I printed these up for promotion. So we're going to be handing these out at Rare Evo. If somebody wants to go with me to Rare Evo, reach out to me. I have an extra ticket. I'd like to have somebody to come along and help pass these out. So if you're interested in going, give me a message. Let's figure it out. Let's come up with something. I want somebody that's going to help me. If you want to go, if you do not know what Rare Evo is, let me see here. I will show you.
Pump Fun got suspended from X.
Oh my
Even
God,
the
this
founder
guy.
of Pump.
I'm putting Pump Fun. What am I doing? Rare Evo. How much are classes? The classes are $25 an hour. They're once a week for 1 hour. And it's you pay for 4 classes up front, and then after that, you pay for another one until you feel like you've learned what you want to learn. Oscar wants to go. So the tickets are expensive. But if you are interested in going, we can work something out. Maybe if you're helping or something, I can give you a discount. I was going to raffle it off, but nobody's really tried to reach out for the raffle or anything. So we'll see. But these tickets, they're $500 a piece, okay? And they're press pass tickets, and I was told that they are highly likely to be upgraded to VIP so long as VIP is not sold out. If VIP is not sold out, we will be getting VIP tickets, which are $1,600. Comes with goodie bags and party and catering and all kinds of good stuff. Wish I could. That'd be awesome. Yeah, it's in Vegas. So if you're interested in coming with me, helping me pass out some of these, and you know, then we can figure something out. Or if you just want to purchase the ticket from me to help out the show, or if you're going to help too, we can figure something out. I'm open to the possibilities. This is August 6th through the 10th. August 6th through the 10th in Vegas. But it's going to be awesome. I can't wait. I can't wait. If I go by myself, all right, whatever, you know. I could always put the ticket on StubHub, but I'd rather, you know, give it to the community or have somebody come help me pass these out, you know, or someone be a fan. Yeah, Big Baller, let me know about that story. I'd like to look into that. But this will be fun, man. If you want to go to Vegas, I know how to have a good time in Vegas. All right. I'll be that guy with the sailor hat. That's me. It's me in Vegas.
Everyone's always busting my chops.
All right. And then don't forget to join my Discord. Join my Discord. Link is in my bio. Join the community there. That's where the TA classes will be held. So if you're interested in joining up for the TA classes, that's where it's going to be done at. And or become a deluxe subscriber. If you're struggling in the market right now, if you're not in profits, and or even if you are in profits and you just need some coaching, setting up wallets, things like that, or if you need a trading strategy, we can create a trading strategy that is specific to your needs, your financial needs, your portfolio, and we can get you set up with that. Or you can just ask me questions. Me Cheeky, he subscribes every month just so that he can send me dirty jokes. It's hilarious. Big Baller, oh, you got circled? Nice. I'm kind of bummed I didn't. And we have merchandise as well. We have our hoodies. We have men's and women's shirts. We have mugs. Check out the mug. I'm telling you, your coffee is going to taste better with the goat on it. It's just phenomenal. And they're actually really good quality mugs. I was really surprised at the quality of them. And we have stickers as well. If you want to give to the show, ordering merchandise, we don't make a lot off of it, but we get a couple bucks from each thing. So if you want to send gifts or whatever, but you want to get something in return, and not just a galaxy that flies across the screen, get some merchandise, get some stickers, get some t-shirts, mugs, whatever, because it's promotion for the show. It also helps the show, but it gives you something tangible. And like, you're watching the show, you guys are fans, like, who wouldn't want a hoodie? You know what I mean? Like, I want a hoodie. Like, I have a shirt. I'm probably going to get a hoodie soon. It's just been too hot. I'm like, I'll wait to get the hoodie later. And yeah, the TA classes, obviously. So starting June 6th will be our first class. It'll be held on Sunday at 5 p.m. It's 1 hour. Okay. And we're going to figure something out. If you miss a class, I can record it and send it to you or something. But here's the thing is, we're going to do that on the honor system. If you leak it out to other people, it'll just go away and no one will get it. And you'll have to be there. So, and I might just lean towards that direction anyway. TikTok seller, he's not going to be able to make the first one. He's an exception to the rule. I trust him. But I don't know. I'm not sure if this is something, because all it takes is for someone to put this out on YouTube, and then the whole class is done. And the idea is to become profitable with this show, but also to make you profitable as well. And like, I don't want to gatekeep it, but we have a whole staff here that we have to employ and pay for. So it's become a bit of a financial burden for me, especially with the markets moving down. Marco, thank you for the heart me, and everybody that has been giving gifts. I know I haven't given a lot of recognition for gifts today because we've just been going through a lot of stuff. Thank you everyone for all of the gifts. Let's see if we can get this dragon crown. I really want to get this dragon crown. It's one of my favorite ones. But yeah, like, we have to become profitable at some point. We have to make money to keep this going. Otherwise, I have to lay off people, and that's the last thing I want to do. I want to keep people here. You guys helped raise $100 to keep Jesse on the air. Actually, it was more than that. I think we raised $450 in total, and that's employed Jesse, and I matched that, and so we could pay her salary to keep her here. And we're very grateful for everything that you guys have done. Marco, thank you. I appreciate you as well. Everyone, I appreciate you just for listening, but if you can't give, you can always just like and comment, put the FYP in the chat, all those different things. All of that helps the show. TikTok seller, thank you for the confetti and the 7 roses. Appreciate you. And all the gifts. There's so many. But we're over time, so I'm trying to wrap everything up quickly. But if you can't give, you can always just like, follow, share, tell your friends about it, tell your family about it, tell your coworkers, get them, on board what's going on. And don't forget, we also have the email alert system you can sign up for. There's, I believe, like 10 days left for free. So if you become a deluxe subscriber, you can get on the email alert system, because I post those price points out, and a lot of times they go out at like 3 in the morning. And this is a way to alert you, because a lot of people aren't getting the information till like days later, and it's too late, and time is money. And so it does cost $1.99. Okay, because it is something that has to be done. It takes time, energy, and resources. So there has to be something to it. But I offered it for free this month because of all the donations everyone was sending in, as well as I wanted people to get a chance to try it out and see if they like it, And so hopefully those are helping you with your trades. And the price points are mainly focused around XRP. This is pretty much an XRP show. I mean, we got the XRP here. A lot of people are in XRP, and I'm still following it because I will buy some when the time is right. I don't think that it's going to be what everyone says it's going to be, but the hype is real with it, which means that when it is ready to explode, it will. Okay. The hype is still very much alive with XRP, and I take into consideration the moon cheese. Okay. That is why I'm still following it. But obviously, I'm a little more bullish on the real world assets for my smart money entries for long-term holding for the next bull run. That's what it's going to be, baby. But as far as this bull run goes, XRP is definitely poised to either make or break you depending on how you trade it. So having those price point videos is going to help you. Do I get it right every day? No. There is a potential that the price point I put out yesterday still happens. Okay. It didn't happen last night, but it is still on the table. So we will see if that plays out. I have a feeling it will. But at the same time, everything looks bleak. So if you're looking for more of a smart money entry, I would say wait. But if you're day trading, those price point videos are going to help you out, and they're going to let you know when to take profits and where to enter, where to exit. Yes, Francesca, I'm still on. Thank you. All right. Any last gifts before we end the live? I'm trying to get a dragon crown. If anybody could send a dragon crown, I'd like to get a dragon crown or a galaxy that makes it so we only made like $12 this live, which is it's okay. It's $12, but I mean, I'm paid everybody to be here and everything because we had guests on, and so we're definitely in the red still. The more we can bring in financially right now, the better. When the market starts going back up, I'm not going to be so much whatever about it. I will pay for it with my trades. It's whatever. But the markets are going down. I'm not making any money. So if you can help, great. If you can't, no problem. Just you being here and hitting the like button and chatting and being here is great. And I appreciate all of you that do that. If that's all you can do, great. I love having you here. All right, I guess that's it for the live. I guess one quick look at XRP. We kind of went over it, but it kind of looks like a quadruple bottom, at least a double bottom, which means it could potentially go up to 225 to 233-ish, and we will see. So hopefully that works out, and I can get a little bit of money to pay for the show, because I do still hold a little bit. I'm mostly holding stable coins, but I have like moon bags and stuff that I still take my profits from, and we'll create a strategy that works best for you. Everyone's different. So become a deluxe subscriber, become a regular subscriber, sign up for the TA class. Let's get you profitable. All right. Let's get you profitable. Let's get you smart money trading. Let's get you where you want to be in crypto. And that's not on the wrong side of a red candle. You want to be cheering when those red candles come and cheering when the green ones come, because that's what we're doing. TikTok seller, thank you for the roses. I appreciate you. 11 roses and all the gifts. So many gifters. I can't even. This is the longest list of gifters, and it's incredible. A lot of them went to other creators, which is great and fine. We had a pretty awesome show. If you missed the show, it will be recorded and uploaded to YouTube by midnight. This was a good one. If you missed today's live, go rewatch this one, man. Was it saucy? Had a great time with you guys. And I'll see you all on Monday. And remember, if you are going to message me for coaching, it is the weekend coming up. However, I think it's Nate. Nate, you and I are if you're watching, you and I are already in talks. And I had an emergency today that I could not. Maybe it's not Nate. Who was it? Oh, Neo 2.0. If you're watching, listening, we're already engaged in talking and working on something right now. So I had an emergency today, so feel free to message me, and we'll work through solving those issues you're having with your wallet. So no problem. But anyone else, if you need help over the weekend, all you got to do is send a donation, and I'll take care of you. But you know, I gotta make something here, you know, and I gotta have some kind of time off. The idea is to deter you from bothering me on the weekend, and so I can actually have time off. But I understand these markets are 24 hours, 7 days a week. So I want to help you. That's the whole goal of this entire show, is to help people. All right, everyone, have a good night, and I will see you on Monday. Like button, guys. Subscribe to the channel. Share the show with your friends. Follow me on all platforms at Ozthecryptogoat. All lowercases, no spaces. The #1 live stream on Abstract. Days and days and days in a row. We are just killing it on Abstract. But we're also on YouTube and TikTok and Twitch and X and Facebook and Instagram as well. Saint says I'm going to 1 million likes today. Honestly, I'm happy with 100K likes. Start tapping away. I need all my liking warriors. I need all my chatting warriors. I need you guys in the chat and involved. W's in the chat. Don't forget hashtag crypto, hashtag stand with crypto, hashtag FYP, hashtag let's go. Let's get the algorithm boosted. That's what we're going to do in this. What's the Discord server? The Discord server link is in my bio. Click the link in my bio and you can get it there. If you have trouble joining the Discord, copy it and put it into your browser and it'll take you right in. For some reason, the link sometimes gives people a hard time. If you have like malware, spamware on your phone, it's going to give you a hard time getting in there. So it's easy. Just copy and paste it into your browser. It's going to pop right up and you're going to get right into the Discord. No problem. So join the Discord. We've got the voice channel open on the side. It says lounge and you can pop in there. But please, if you do pop in on the Discord and you want to chat and have the conversation with Stand With Crypto, stay on TikTok as well, so that way we don't lose our viewership and we don't get bumped down in the algorithm, because we do want this message to be heard. You know what? Let's see here. Let's try something. Let's try something here. Let's try this here. Let's see here. Keep smashing that like button, guys. Tristan J. Kelly says, "Hi, Oz. Stop by to show some support. Appreciate you, brother. Absolutely. Thank you so much for that. We're going to have an amazing show today. We have Cali Crypto from Stand With Crypto. Not Crypto Cali, okay? Or, yeah, Cali Crypto. So he is one of the influencers and people here with well, I am live. I gotta take a picture. Yeah. I get nothing but problems from TikTok, man. 50% of the live goal is completed. Thank you, Seamont, Run Up. Thank you guys. Mother Dragons, MVP, Revolution. Thank you guys. We're halfway through our live goal here. And if you don't want to give anything, no problem. Just keep hitting the like button or spam the chat. Put an emoji in the chat. Put a W in the chat. If you think that this show is a winner, put a W in the chat. All right. Who out there thinks that this show is a winner and should stay on the air? And if you think it shouldn't, put an L in the chat. If you think I should kick rocks, put an L in the chat. Let me know.
No L's.
That's right. No L's. Mother, I see you in the Discord. How are you?
Trying to support you, man. I'm in both.
Hey, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Remember, if you are in the Discord, make sure you stay on the live with TikTok and you continue to engage with TikTok while we're doing the show, because we will open the questions at the end after we have a little interview and a little chat, and you guys will have an opportunity to ask your questions, and I'm sure you're going to develop new questions as we talk and as we engage. And this is how education is done. You have to understand that these people that are coming on here, they are rubbing elbows, having dinners with the most powerful and influential people in the world, in this country, in the crypto space. These are the people that are developing the structure for the laws that will govern us and crypto. So this is your opportunity to have your voices be heard, to come together as a community and state your beef or state your praise. You know, this is your opportunity. You, ladies and gentlemen, have the opportunity to actually have your voices heard in a meaningful manner, not just random, influencers or people that are arguing on this space, but actually someone that has institutional power that can make changes on your behalf. These are the people that want to represent you in this space. They want to hear what you think. They want to hear what you have to say. Let your voices be heard. That is what's beautiful and what's powerful about this show, is we can come together as a community, and we can do so much more than just whine and complain about the markets, whine and complain about legislation. We can actually stand up and do something about it. If we're for something, this platform literally gives you an easy way to onboard you into reaching out to your senators, to your congressmen, to the people that influence you. And even if you are in a different country and you're not in the United States, we still want to hear your voice. You are still part of the crypto community. The crypto sphere is a global community. That's what's the beauty about it is. So I may be the California constituent, but you are adjacent to me because I am in California, even if you're outside of the country. So you hold influence in California through me. So you have an opportunity to step up and have your voices be heard. It's beautiful. It's honestly, I don't know anyone else in the space that's doing it like this. I don't know anybody else that's making moves like this. I see people that are going to events, they're interviewing people. There's people that are having their shows, but like, who's actually trying to make a difference out here? Actually pounding the pavement. I mean, I'm spending my own money to go out here and plug myself in, to put myself in a position to be influential in a way that can be positive towards the community, not just in myself, not just to my bags, but to the overall picture of what crypto is, right? We want crypto to grow and be something beautiful and amazing, and not a tool for control and tracking, right? We want it to be about freedom. And this is the time where we can stand up and we can make it about freedom, or we can make it about pumping our bags, because that's what they want. They want you to focus on pumping your bags and not focus on the legislation, because there is legislation at hand that can be passed, but we don't talk about it. It's unheard of. You haven't even heard it until it came out of my mouth. That's a sad thing, that no one else is really digging into it. They're digging as far as, how is this going to pump my bag? And there's so much more. What's up, brother?
No, like I think you're spot on. You know, we navigate through these live streams often, and nobody really talks about what crypto has to offer. We're still using it like just like traditional finance, you know. So getting our voices out there heard, and understanding like this is our opportunity to use these investment vehicles, this Wall Street that we've recreated, and keep the playing field level that was previously unlevel, like for the last, century almost. So
right, this is our one opportunity to actually have control of finance. The control of finance can be in the hands of the people, and the bankers and the investors in Wall Street are starting to get their claws into it, and we got to keep them out of the cookie jar. It's our turn, right? This is for the people.
Definitely.
Ladies and gentlemen,
really understand that yet, and having these kind of streams like this and raising awareness is important.
absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, we are fighting on the front lines of freedom, okay? The battles that we fight in this new war will be fought on your cell phone, on your computer, on your television screen, and in your mind, okay? And we are fighting on those front lines of freedom. So we need you to show up and show out and hit that like button, send in gifts, get this platform pushed into the algorithm, because today is important. Any other day, slack off. I don't care. You know what I've realized is I'm actually more popular than I realized, because there are dozens and dozens, if not hundreds or thousands of fake accounts of me that have hundreds of thousands of followers each. And I may not get the credit for it. I don't care. It's about getting the message out there. So today is the day to shine, ladies and gentlemen. Today is the day to be hitting the like button, to be engaged, to stay for the entire show, listen to what we have to say, debate about it, come on to the Discord and have your voice be heard, ask your questions, be involved, and actually make a difference in the space. That's why we're here. We want to make a difference. We want to secure our freedom. Turn off the music while you guys are talking. All right. I should probably turn it off anyway here. All right. It's time to kill the music. So what's up, brother? You wanna do a little prequel back and forth? Let's talk Clarity Act, brother. Where you stand? What are you feeling? What are your thoughts?
I'll be honest, I'm not really 100% sure of the legislation of it. I know people have been talking about that, the Clarity Act. My stance on the whole thing is we need to protect decentralized finance at all costs. There's never been a better investment vehicle for the common man that's ever existed, like in our lifetimes. Like we have an opportunity here to be our own institution, and I think that needs to be protected. So whatever this legislation is trying to push out there, I think that kind of verbiage needs to be involved in it. The scary thing is most people don't really know about like DeFi like that. They when people trade crypto, they trade on Coinbase. That's actually how I knew about what's that? The Stand with Cryptos, because I've used them quite a few times on Coinbase, like just to reach out to my local senators and whatnot.
And you're one of the few that do that. You know, most people, they'll sit here and they'll gripe and they'll complain about, you know, what's going on, what the rules are, what the laws are, but they don't actually do anything about it. They don't get involved. They don't get into politics. They don't let their voices be heard. They don't write letters. They don't write emails. They don't do anything. Stand with Crypto literally makes it easy. They wrote the letter for you. They have the,
for real.
It's literally like click and it's done for you.
Exactly.
My main concern with the Clarity Act is, and it can be molded, right? It's not set in stone. It's only passed in the House. It's moved into the Senate. And when it's in the Senate, it has the opportunity to evolve and change into something much better, more refined, right? And the issue that I have with it is it does need refining, and we're going to get into that a little bit later. I'm going to talk more on that, but you know, we want institutions to come into crypto, right? That's going to pump our bags. That's why everybody wants the Clarity Act, because it's going to basically make it so the SEC doesn't regulate it anymore, and it's the CFTC that regulates it now. That's basically what the Clarity Act does. So that allows institutions to be able to buy things like XRP, right? Well, as of right now, institutions can't buy XRP because the injunction is still in place. Well, once the law changes, and this is something I've been saying all year long, all last year, once the law changes, then that will change, and you will see institutions come into XRP and other projects as well. But a lot of them are hands off right now because there's not enough clarity. There's not enough, you know, set in stone, concrete. Should we be getting into this or not? They want to, but you know, these are institutions where if they do something wrong and mess up, they can lose everything, right? They have a lot at stake. So we have to provide an on-ramp for the institutions to come in. So that's like the main focus that everyone's focused on, but everyone's lost sight of, do we want to give up our security and our legitimacy as the holders, as the retail, as the consumer, right?
What security would you be giving up, I guess, would be my question.
Well, we're going to get into that.
Gotcha.
But in a nutshell, basically, Jesse, if you want to come in to the Discord, I would much appreciate if you would come in, because I don't have the Clarity Act pulled up, but she's our fact checker for the show. Jesse, if you're here and you could... I'm not going to be having guests on the TikTok side of things today. It'll all be in the Discord. But I appreciate you sending that in. So, and make sure everybody's smashing that like button, subscribing to the channel, share the show with your friends. Stark says, most people don't know what the Clarity Act consists of. Does he have a copy of it? That's one of the questions I'm going to ask him. You know, has he read it? Does he understand what it means? Like, those are the things we're going to be talking about today. Jesse, Revolution, if you are in the chat, if you could please come on, I would appreciate it. If you can, I understand. it would be, obviously, I'm asking you to donate your time to the cause here. By the way, can you guys hear the fan? I just turned the fan on. Is it annoying or are we good? Anyone? The fan annoying?
No, you're good. You're good.
All right, cool. This room gets hot, man. It's all like super soundproofed and everything, and because of that, it's freezing cold, yet this room is warm because of all the equipment that's on. So perfect. So yeah, back to the Clarity Act. The issue is basically it gives companies 4 years. It's like 3 years and some odd time. It's about basically 4 years to where they can operate outside of the SEC under the CFTC. And as long as they meet certain criteria, then they can become, once they prove that they're decentralized and they prove that they're certain, attributes that they have to achieve, right, over this 4-year period. Once they achieve that, then they basically can be ruled as a legitimate company or whatever. See, I can't even begin to understand and explain all of this. This is why we have the experts come on here.
So what you're talking about is
There you
the
are.
3-year limit. So literally at 2 years and 30 days, at any time, they can rug pull everybody and be like, you know what, didn't make it as a coin, sorry. And so the Clarity Act is more so to protect the inventors and the government.
And the
And it does not
institutions.
protect and the institution. It does not protect, however, the investor and the daily consumer. And so the problem with the Clarity Act is that it was not written for people, everyday people. It was written for institutions to protect their money. Now they have, again, 3 years to decide if it's real or not. And the government, they know what, oh, it's real, it's not. And at any point in those 3 years, they can take all your money.
Right. So it gives them less oversight for the 3-year period. Right now, as soon as they hit the market, they're under the SEC, right? So they're under strict guidelines. The CFTC has very loose and laxed guidelines. That's the difference here. Okay, so making the CFTC rule over crypto, as far as institutions go, they're in it and they can pretty much do whatever they want for that 3-year and 30-day period, which can be concerning to the investor, right? You want to get into a project early on, you could easily be rugged within that time frame. So the Boozman-Booker draft has language in it that not only gives that same leeway to the institutions to allow them to have the clarity of being able to know where they stand legally in owning and operating in crypto, but also it protects the investor as well and the consumer. So what I would like to see is a blend of the two together, and that's what is done in the Senate, right? So we need to educate the people that are, pushing for the Clarity Act, that like, hey, I'm down for the Clarity Act if they can add these little rewrites in it that are going to be good for us. Why do the institutions get all the good stuff and we get, the crumbs?
And it's to keep them protected, to help the market grow, but not have any legal backlash.
Right. So let's protect both, we are literally writing the framework for the future of finance. Let's get it right, guys. Don't rush something just to make your bags pump. Let's get this legislation right, and let's get the right things passed so that way we can have a strong foundation to build upon. Let's not give our power
Especially in California, because California sets the tone for many other states. And if people can call their local congressmen and Senate, all of that, they all contribute to what's decided once the Senate gets a hold of the bill. And the Senate can make changes at any time. But if we can establish something here in California, make those phone calls, and show up at meetings and push it in the right direction.
And I believe California, aren't the votes, because it is a republic, right? So each state has like a certain number of representatives and senators based upon the amount of people that live there. And
Yes.
California is one of the highest number of votes in the country. So,
Correct.
Thank you.
so being
Yes.
plugged in here with the people in California that are running the show, we are making a dent here. This is not just, small beans. This is big picture stuff. Jesse, do you mind taking over for a second? I'm gonna message our guest real quick.
Okay. No, I don't think people think the Clarity Act is what it actually is. As I think it's been portrayed as something that, oh, it's going to solve all of crypto's problems when it's really not. It can actually create further problems for investors, and I think people really need to understand that it does need to be fixed, and there's needs to be some changes, because like with every I guess company, or take the pharmaceutical company for example, they can't be criminally held. They can't be criminally charged. They can be civilly charged because they are protected, and we don't want to create another market where the big companies are protected, yet the investors and consumers are just left out. And that's just unfortunately how the markets here work and a lot of other places. And if this is the future of money, then we need to come to an understanding that protects everybody.
Well, I think that's why we need to have more live streams and spaces, whatever we call them, just like this. I mean, I'm learning in real time just hearing you guys talk, and I'm not a newbie to crypto whatsoever. I guess I'm a veteran, 2017. In crypto, that's
Nice.
I got
50
1 year
years,
on you,
right?
brother. I got 1 year
Well,
on you.
crypto, that's 50 years, right? So, but this is something I really haven't paid attention to. And like you said, I've heard people mention briefly how it's gonna, nothing that you guys said whatsoever, but they said something about our taxes and whatnot. And I don't know that this has anything to do with that whatsoever.
Yeah, this doesn't have anything to do with taxes. This is basically clarity for institutions, how they can operate their businesses with crypto, right? That's really all the Clarity Act does. And what we want to do is we want to not only have clarity on for institutions, but also clarity for the consumer, for the investor, and protections for them as well.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's why I don't like that they called it the Clarity Act, because it's not very clear unless you deep dive into it and you actually see what they're trying to say. And they're trying to be like, well, you can't, not exactly, but they want it so you can't legally go after these people, which is why they give you the 3-year cushion, that at any time you can be like, you know what, this isn't going to work, and pull it. And that to me should be concerning to anybody, because 3 years is a long time. 3 years is a long time to, cast a net and pull something in, and then when you pull it in, you just let it all go, and that to me is very worrisome.
So TikTok seller says, so when is it being voted for in the Senate, or is it being worked on? Like, what's happening? Jesse, can you look into that real quick? I believe
it's still been sitting in the Senate. It has not been voted on. It has not been changed. It is just one of the many bills that are sitting on there. Unfortunately, because of the way that America is happening right now, and all the weird stuff that's going on, and war and economic problems, it hasn't been a priority, and I don't think it will be until other people higher up get enough coins to rug before it's regulated.
it's my understanding that 2027 to 2029 is the predicted timeline for 2027 is when it is predicted to pass, and 2029 is when it's predicted to be implemented.
The problem with that is it's like GTA 6. How long have we been waiting for that damn game to come out, you know? And it's one of those things they're like, we'll deal with it next year. We'll deal with it next year. We'll deal with it next year. And I have a feeling that's what's going to happen. There's too many problems with it to pass on both sides. And so as long as that lingers, no, they never want to do the work, dude. They're still on vacation, you know, like they don't even like doing their normal job. So for having them to actually sit down, look at this bill, decide, and how it gets implemented, I think we've got more than a few years out.
Yeah, I think this is one thing I've been saying all year long since I started streaming, is that regulation takes time. You know, we know Josh, right? Josh was like, no, it's happening. It's going to happen in July all last year. Remember that? And, here we are. But yeah, these things take time. Laws aren't written overnight. You have to understand, this is the structure for the world's financial institution of money, right? This is not something that we can rush. This is not something that we want to rush. This is something that we want to get it right. And that's why I'm here, and that's why I'm working on this, and why I'm pushing so hard, and I'm really plugged, because I have a million other leads of guests that I could have come on the show right now. I have stacks and stacks of business cards and stuff, because I've been out pounding the pavement. Y'all have been wondering, oh, Oz, where you been? I took 2 months off. No, I didn't take 2 months off. I've been pounding the pavement and making connections to make this happen, so that way you guys aren't just talking to the same people on the internet over and over and over and hearing the same regurgitated nonsense, to get people who are actually building this technology, actually writing the legislation, actually pushing it in the Senate, right? These are the people that are writing the petitions. They're doing all the real work that's being done, right? I've been making those connections, and I'm pushing for this because the primaries are coming up. And I do believe that they are going to use the primaries as a way to push this legislation through, because they know that a lot of people want crypto, especially, the Trump side of people. They want crypto. And what's great about Stand With Crypto is they are bipartisan. They're one of the things they say is that you don't have to hate crypto just because you're a Democrat, and you don't have to love crypto just because you're a Republican. It doesn't have to be a bifurcated thing. It's something that we can all come together and realize that our money system is broken. It needs to be fixed. These are the rails in which we can fix it, but let's make sure we do it right, chat. Mother, I see you in there. What's going on, Mom? Just lurking in the background? All right. Everybody, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, share the show with your friends, follow me on all platforms at Ozthecryptogoat. We're going to set a goal right now. Well, we need one more heart me. Let's meet this goal first. We need one heart me. When we reach these goals, it boosts us into the algorithm. One person with a heart me is going to make a big difference right now. Anyone that hasn't sent in a heart me yet, much appreciated to anyone that can do that. How does the Clarity Act affect BAS? Starks, come on to the Discord, buddy, and let's have a chat. And these are the questions you're going to want to ask Callie, and he may not have all the answers. We're going to continually have more people. My plan is to get, the representative to come on here, the congressman, the senators. That is the overall goal here, so like let's dive into those deep questions, and let's make it. Starks, thank you for the heart me, appreciate it. Let's see here. Let's set a new live goal. Let's see here. Let's do. We want to do a big one because that is what's going to really push the algorithm here. And we want to push the algorithm today. We need a galaxy. I know it seems like a lot. If you can, great. If you can't, no big deal. Let me see here. What is going on? I guess it's already up there. Set a new goal. Yeah. I don't know what's wrong with TikTok. It doesn't work anymore. Nothing on TikTok works anymore. I'm getting really sick of it. We love TikTok Shop. TikTok Shop is amazing. Everybody hit the like button. If you can, send a gift. Every shape or size is great. Galaxies, for some reason, they're like something about them. When you send a galaxy, it is like an algorithm boost. It is like the holy grail of gifts that you can send. I understand it's like $10, guys. So if you can't afford to do it, no big deal. Mother Dragons, thank you so much for the rose hand. I appreciate that.
Is he the BSA? Is he talking about the Bank Secrecy Act? Is that what he's talking about?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So one doesn't really affect the other, especially when it comes to crypto. Like, okay, so the Clarity Act, who is regulated by whom? BSA is what money laundering rules they must follow. So it's not doesn't weaken or override. They're pretty much equal. There wouldn't be a dissident. They're pretty much one exists and then the other exists, just like anything else.
Yeah, I don't think it really one affects the other.
No.
The main concern we have here is the Clarity Act gives institutions all the power and takes all the power from the people. We want to make sure that the power stays in the hands of the people because we have our hands on it, guys. Our hand is in the cookie jar first. This is our opportunity to keep our hand in the cookie jar first before the institutions, and to secure ourselves financially and secure ourselves in investments, because right now crypto is not an investment. Okay, it's a speculative investment, right? We are all speculating that because of A and B we're going to get C, right? That's where we're at. We don't know. As of right now, it's magic internet money as far as I'm concerned. So we want to make sure that when we set the guidelines, we do it in a way where we don't lose control, because we will spiral out of control very quickly.
Yeah, that's a real thing, man. Once the institutions jump in, they've taken so long and delayed their entrance, and they've seen other countries, other organizations like jumping in. I guess I could just say America in general has waited so long to come in, and they're used to controlling the system, right? And they don't have control over this. So that's one thing they're going to attempt to do is regain control, right?
Exactly, because right now the crypto space is being controlled by the investors and the consumers, and then that's what they don't want. They don't I don't know why, and this is not just our country because I'm not blind, but but that's their point. They need to have control over it because only they can make money, and you can get maybe some of the sprinkles on the donut, but that's about it. That's about as far as they're going to let you go. And once they have their hand on it, they're never going to take their hand off. So when people don't understand, as far as if you make money now, before that passes, you're going to be okay. But if you don't, especially with this bad market, by the time that Clarity Act gets passed, you're going to have very little leeway and what you can and cannot do.
And basically, all the risk will fall on us as investors and none of the risk onto institutions. And that's basically what we have now. When the banks messed up in 2008, who paid for it? Who bailed them out? We did.
Yes.
Do we really want to create another system like that?
Well, I mean, take it a step further. As the GameStop AMC fiasco, right? When a bunch of retail investors got together and pulled a Wall Street on Wall Street, Wall Street put a halt to them. They stopped trading for those assets so they could
Banks are
liquidate
trying
their
to kill
shorts
your
and
crypto reward.
prevent themselves from going out of business. But it happens to the consumer every single day.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And, it's high time we had, because literally that's why we're all gung-ho about crypto, right? We want a new way to do money, right? That's why we're here, right? We see it coming. We have an opportunity to do things in a way that are actually good in the long run. Why do we want crypto? Because it's deflationary, not inflationary. It's literally the opposite of what we have now. So why would we want to create a mirrored system of something we already have? We want to keep the power with the people. Everyone, I need you all to smash that like button right now, subscribe to the channel, share the show with your friends, follow me on all platforms. But I need you guys right now to share the show